and 5th in the American League in batting average. D to the D.
D to the D.
He is, I tell you what, Didi Gregorius, and our man Neil Macchio said this the other day on Twitter. He said that Didi Gregorius is turning himself into the greatest Yankee shortstop of all time. And I had to put the brakes on that. Because,
Of course you and Macho would disagree.
You got to put the brakes on that. Is Didi playing well since he became a Yankee? Absolutely. And he just seems to get better every season. And yet, despite the fact that he leads the American League with 10 home runs, he still claims that he's not a home run hitter, which is now very close to absurd. But to become the greatest anything, you need to have longevity. And Didi doesn't have that with the Yankees yet. That's like I told him. I said it's like saying that Don Mattingly was the greatest Yankee who ever lived. He's not. He was a great Yankee for 6 years. One of the best. But it's only 6 years. So,
but he was really good.
He was phenomenal for those 6 years. He was Hall of Fame for those 6 years.
That's why I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
If the Hall of Fame said, "Hey, 6 years gets you into the Hall of Fame," Mattingly would have been a
well. They did it for They did it for Koufax. I hate to say it.
Koufax was otherworldly.
I know that, but he only had 5 fantastic super seasons.
But those fantastic super seasons were 5 of the best seasons a pitcher ever had.
Yeah, I know that, but still, he only had 5 seasons.
Well, what can I tell you?
I'm just saying. If you're going to let him in, then you got to let other people.
Well, Mattingly was one of my favorite ball players of all time. Love the guy.
I know you loved him,
but I'm still not 100% sure he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I do, and I'm not a Yankee fan.
But that was the conversation that Macchio and I were having. Was Gregorius needs to put together a few more seasons, like
certainly.
last year and like the one he's putting together this year. I mean, it was funny because when the Yankees traded for Giancarlo Stanton, Didi put it on Twitter in a joking manner. Hey, I'm hitting cleanup, right? And people were like, yeah. It'll be Judge third and Stanton fourth and Sanchez fifth. Well, now they got Judge in the 2-hole. Sanchez is hitting third or Stanton is hitting third or Sanchez, and Didi's hitting fourth.
Yeah.
Because they want to break up. They don't want 3 righties in a row. So Didi's now the cleanup hitter, and he's hitting like a cleanup hitter. He's crushing the ball.
Well, let me give you some notes here, brother.
Go ahead. What do you got for me?
AL leaders, Gregorius, 356, second in the batting. Judge, 330. He's he's down the thing.
Yes.
Gardner is 2 in runs. Gregorius is, actually they're tied.
Yes.
Gardner, Judge, and Gregorius all 24.
Yes.
Betts at Boston's 29.
Right. But
Gregorius,
but that said, Gardner's average is what, about 208 or something?
I don't know.
Well, but he's getting on base even though his average is terrible.
Gregorius, 30 RBIs, leading the league.
Absolutely.
Sanchez has 22. He's in the top bunch.
And most of that is in the last dozen games.
Andujar has 12 doubles.
That's Miguel Andujar, Rookie of the Year candidate.
Gregorius has 10 homers, leading the league.
Yes, tied for the league.
Severino, 4-1 in the pitching. Tanaka,
killing it.
4-2.
Killing it.
And Severino has 42 strikeouts. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, killing it.
So Cabrera for the Mets, just to go to the Mets, 20 runs. Cespedes, 25 RBIs.
So you were complaining about him last night. I was going to bring him up later when we talk about the Mets.
He has like 43 strikeouts and a little bit.
43 strikeouts and 103 at bats.
Yeah.
But he's producing.
That's a lot
He's
of
producing.
A lot of strikeouts.
He's one of the top RBI guys in the National League.
He is. He's number 2.
But he's batting about 230.
Yeah,
but
number 2.
He's getting the hits when they need him.
Cabrera has 34 hits, tied with Albies.
Albies of Atlanta, the rookie, one of the many impressive rookies for the Braves.
And the Mets for strikeouts, DeGrom 48, Syndergaard 46. So, and DeGrom has an ERA of 2.06.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
DeGrom is good. DeGrom went for big money in my rotisserie league.
I'm sure he did.
Big money, like Kershaw money.
Anyway, we're going to take a break right now, brother, because we got to take breaks every so often to let people know what's going on at the radio station. You're listening to 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. Also, if you would like to stream us, go to the iHeart Radio app.
Hey, man, thanks for the drinks.
Keep them coming.
I appreciate that. I'll get you back next time.
Thank you kindly.
So what's your favorite kind of music?
I like both kinds of music, country and western.
I feel that. You know, if that is the case, you can check out The Country Show on 90.3 WHPC from 9 to 11 on Fridays. And Jenna Lewis is there, too.
Feeling right at home here.
Well, yeah, man, that's the point.
Taking the point.
No, McCree, it's fine. You're not in a match right now.
Take cover.
From what?
You seem familiar. And I killed you before.
I taught you everything you know.
Now, guys, I'm sure whatever this is, I'm sure it can be talked out. Okay, guess not.
I didn't teach you all my tricks.
Watch and learn.
All right, so diplomacy's out of the question. In that case, I'm just going to go. Check out The Country Show from 9 to 11 on Fridays. I'm your host, Colton Murray, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Oh, they're shooting. Oh, no. Nope. I'm out. Bye.
Okay.
Go.
Tell your friends about the Nassau Morning Madhouse. Hear what you're missing.
Check it out.
I don't know if you ever saw the show The Soup.
Have not.
Basically, he would take clips from TV shows and kind of make fun of them.
I was thinking The Soup would be like a Gordon Ramsay-style show where he like goes to soup kitchens and just starts screaming at their soups. One of us needs to get like a little notepad and just write this stuff down. Yeah. We could go to like soup kitchens in New York and just start screaming at the chefs.
Like soup kitchens for like homeless people.
And
we're just
This
like,
is terrible.
you want me to be the Simon? So we need the Randy.
I'll be the Randy.
Oh,
It's good soup, though.
what does Paula do?
She's
Paula is just nice to everyone, and
she gets tipsy.
Are you going to be getting tipsy off the soup?
I wouldn't mind that. It's a great invention. Alcoholic soup.
Write this
Give
down.
me that notepad, boy.
The Nassau Morning Madhouse. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9. On the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
We're back here on From the Press Box on 90.3 FM WHPC. Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Don't forget, we have a cool website, nccradio.org. Check out all the programming that's here on WHPC. We have lots of different shows, all of them great. We suggest you go there just to check it out. Of course, you can stream through that too. So either way, nccradio.org, that is our new website. Write it down somewhere. Remember it. You'll be happy. So anyway, brother, what else you have to mention about the Yankees before we get to the real team, the Mets?
Well, brother, the Yankees are now 18-9.
Yes, we've mentioned that.
As we mentioned before, that's actually better than your New York Mets. It's the third best record in baseball. So this is why I say, brother, you don't worry too much about what happens in April. Now, that being said, if you're the Baltimore Orioles or the Kansas City Royals or a team like that, you should be worried.
Why should I be worried? Why should they be worried?
Look at the Orioles record. Do you have the standings
I do.
What's the Orioles record?
8-20.
Well, they got 8? That means they won a couple in a row. What about the Royals in the Central? Look at the bottom.
The Royals are 7-20.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
Does Buck Showalter ever get fired?
Buck Showalter, no, because he's the only good thing going on in Baltimore. Although he could get fired after this season. I don't know. Angelos is a bit of a lunatic.
You know, everyone talks how great manager is, how smart he is, and everything. Does he ever win? He's never won a World Series. We know that.
I don't think he has.
He just hasn't.
Brenly won it with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to win. They say how smart and knowledgeable he is. And,
he is.
And let's be honest.
He's turned teams around. And
let's be honest.
Successful.
If he didn't do what he did to the '95 Yankees, we probably don't get the '96 Yankees in many ways.
Well,
but I don't know if Buck would have taken the team to the World Series the way Joe Torre did.
I think he would have, because I think enough talent was there. I think the problem that Buck has had with the Orioles is the Orioles have made just far too many personnel blunders. Their pitching hasn't been good in a decade at least. They made the what now looks to be a horrible decision to sign Chris Davis to the extension that they signed him to. Chris Davis is basically at this point Dave Kingman. He's a 205 hitter who he's one of those three outcome guys. It's either going to be a strikeout, a home run, or a walk, and he doesn't walk very much. But that's what he does. He's going to strike out way more than 200 times this year.
Wow.
His batting average will be around 210. He gets on base sometimes by a walk and he's probably going to hit about 30 to 35 home runs. Problem is, he's only going to get about 65 RBIs with those home runs because he rarely gets any other hit besides a home run. So, and that guy, they're paying somewhere around $20 million a year.
That's such a waste.
So, why? That's the kind of screw up decision, and that was a fan based decision because the fans didn't want him to go because he was a guy who, when his free agency came up, the Orioles were actually going to let him go. And there was a fan revolt, so they said, all right, we'll sign him, we'll make the fans happy. You can't run your baseball team like that. You don't sign a player because it makes the fans happy.
Our cousin Kevin will also say that Peter Angelis, not the best man,
No.
best owner in the league.
No, he's like Steinbrenner Jr. Which surprises me that Showalter hasn't been fired because of that, because he's, Angelos is a little unhinged, and especially they've had so many bad seasons in a row. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the Orioles, but that's what you're looking at with the Yankees. They have a big series coming up with the Astros starting tonight. It's a 4-game series. That's followed by a series against the Indians at Yankee Stadium, and then a 3-game set with the Red Sox. So there's some healthy competition coming up for the Yankees. This 9-game winning streak is going to be tested.
Well, you got Houston and Boston, two top teams.
Astros are current world champions.
Yeah, so
the Indians are in first place in the Central, and the Red Sox are in first place in the East. So, I will point out that the Oakland Athletics have the American League record for wins in a row with 20.
Wow!
Just put it out there.
Not right now.
Case.
No,
just in case.
20.
Just in case.
All time.
I'm being like my brother.
All time.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The all-time record.
Okay.
It's Moneyball. That was that team. Billy Bean.
Right.
So I'm just throwing it out there, being optimistic like my brother.
It should be. Anyway, let's talk about the Mets.
How about those Mets?
The Mets, they're playing well still, though they're not playing as well as they were at the beginning of the season. They got hammered on Saturday.
You said last week they were playing well, and they had won two out of 6 last week.
I'm a positive thinking man.
That's not positive. It's 2-4.
Well, they destroyed San Diego last night, but they got destroyed on Saturday.
Yeah, they traded destructions.
Yeah, it was like, wow. It's like I would take an even on this one, which I did. So,
but my boy Zach Wheeler got a win last night, so that was good. That was good for my fantasy team.
And Matt Harvey is not in the rotation anymore.
He's made one relief appearance since he was demoted to the bullpen.
I saw that.
Gave up a home run.
Yeah, so
to the second battery's face, and that was the only run. But the problem with that is one bad pitch, you have a 9 ERA.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Well,
he needs a few 3 up and 3 downs.
What he needs is to recapture who the Dark Knight used to be. It's not there anymore.
It's not there.
It's not there at all.
We had this conversation last week when I was very tired in San Diego because it was 6:00 in the morning there, and he need. I said last week he's not going to be put into any situations where it's what is considered a high leverage situation. If the Mets are up 3-2 and it's the 7th inning, you're not going to see Matt Harvey coming into the game.
No.
So,
which is too bad.
Well, but that's where he is right now. They need to put him in situations where it's either going to be they're going to be up by a lot of runs or they're going to be down by a lot of runs, and here comes Matt Harvey to pitch 2 or 3 innings. I was kind of surprised the other night when he only pitched 1 inning because he's a guy who's stretched out already, and he should be throwing at probably at least 40 or 50 pitches if he can.
Now the question about Matt Harvey is when do you figure out he's got what he lost, or does it come back ever?
You'll know.
Or is he the relief guy forever?
You'll know by the results. If he gets the results, and if he's able to string scoreless innings together, then Mickey Callaway will be able to trust him again. But right now, Matt Harvey is not a trustworthy pitcher. We said last week, this is a guy who, ever since the thoracic outlet syndrome surgery that he had, his ERA is 6. That's in 206 innings. It's not a small sample size. That's a season.
That is a season.
So, if a major league pitcher whose ERA is 6, how many of them still have jobs? Almost none.
None.
So,
and this is his last season under this contract. We'll see if the Mets sign him. I don't. At this point, I wouldn't.
They won't.
I wouldn't.
I can guarantee you they won't.
They won't.
Matt Harvey, if he continues, if he doesn't show marked improvement by the time the season is over, then not only will the Mets not sign him, I'm not sure if any team. You know who will sign him? Somebody like the Kansas City Royals or the Pittsburgh Pirates or